Hello, today I am going to show you how am I going to describe the transformations of the transform radical function g of x is equals to square root of negative x minus 8, then graphing this radical function. I am using the parent function f of x is equals to square root of x as a guide. Now, g of x is equals to negative x minus 8. There are no outside factors of the radical symbol, so there are no vertical compressions or stretches. There is a negative sign inside the radical symbol, so it must be that this function is reflected across the y-axis. Both of us can hear that the x is inside the parentheses, meaning that there is a horizontal translation by how many units. The x variable is shifted 8 units to the right, so there is a horizontal translation 8 units to the right. Our transformations are reflection or reflected across the y-axis and horizontal translation 8 units to the right. Then we can graph the transform radical function with or without using a graphing calculator, but let me show you how to graph without using a graphing calculator. You can print a blank graph online, which I did, or you can make a graph on your own. Make a table set of values for the function. Then substitute the x values into this function, which will lead you to find the y value. The reason why I chose these x values because these x values would make the expression under the radical sign to be a number that is a perfect square. Let me answer this table set of values. So if we substitute negative 17 into this equation, it would be g of negative 17 is equals to square root of 25, which will lead you to negative 17.5. For this one, g of negative 8 is equals to square root of 16, which will lead to 4. For this one, g of 4 is equals to square root of 4, which will lead to 2. And if you substitute this, g of 8 is equals to square root of negative 0. There's no such thing as negative 0, so it's just 0, and square root of 0 is 0. So it's 8, 0. After finding all the y values, graph the coordinates and connect the coordinates all together, making the actual graph of this radical function. So let me do the first coordinate, which is negative 17.5. This is negative 17 and connected to negative 17.5. So this is the first coordinate. The second coordinate is negative 8, 4. So you can see here, negative 8, 4. And then the third coordinate is 4, 2. So you can see 4, 2. And the last coordinate is 8, 0. Then trace this. There you have it. Overall, we have found the transformations of this transformed radical function and graph without using a graphing calculator. You can also use a graphing calculator for this. Just type down the radical function and press the graph button. And our problem is solved.